Hey guys, it's Caleb here from Flow Theory Grappling over in North Houston, Texas. I wanted to break down this inversion backstep movement and also give you one variation of the entry you can do from half guard. This is an important technique to have in your arsenal because it's a tool that allows you to do a few things, depending on your opponent's reaction. The base case is that we successfully enter cross Ashi. Else, if our partner aggressively looks to keep the near leg out of reach, they typically do so at the expense of their base and concede an easy sweep. This technique also allows you to follow up a failed sumi gaeshi or butterfly hook sweep. I'll show you all these scenarios in this video. The specific entry I break down in the following clip is from butterfly half, but again, keep in mind you can hit this inversion backstep from a lot of other situations, half of which involve chaining against your partner's resistance to failed sweeps. Hey guys, Caleb with Flow Theory Grappling here, and we're going to be going over a cross Ashi garami entry from butterfly half guard. So let's get into it. We're in here, and if you need a way to get from a standard knee shield half guard into a butterfly half guard, we have our high knee shield right in his shoulder, cross shoulder post. This is managing the distance between our chests. Because if he's really tight, if he's past my knee shield, it's going to be hard to palm my butterfly hook in easily. So I come in here, and this is my pivot point. This knee. This allows me to easily pommel my foot in and out. So if he's pressuring me, he's putting pressure. It lets me pommel that foot in. My knee's really low here. Now he tries to keep pressure. It's hard to get that foot for the butterfly half pommeled in. So. Again, I'm up here in the shoulder, he puts the pressure, I can pommel that foot in to get my butterfly hook in, So, now, from here, you, in general, always playing a dilemma between the upper and the lower body, So, if I try to reach for the legs, and I can't go for the legs, usually that's gonna be because he's opening up, the arm and attacks on this upper body, As I attack the upper body, he starts pulling away, this is gonna open up the lower body, and this is where we're going to attack right here. So if we rotate a little bit, so whenever I feel like I have access to this leg, I'm going to come in, and we're going to get just a false grip on this shoelace, So the knuckle line of that shoelace. If I grab up by the ankle, he can sprawl back pretty easily, and you'll lose that grip. Whereas I come all the way by the toes, now he tries to sprawl out, It's very hard. So from here, now, I'm going to take my bottom foot here, my right foot, put it on the mat, and I'm going to basically half-ass attempt a sumi gaeshi, I'm not really interested in the sumi gaeshi because I know I have no way of taking away his base here, So as I try to sweep him, I know he'll just be able to base out with the hand. But what I'm trying to do, we come over to this side, what I'm trying to do is get this knee off the mat, which will let me extract this other foot, So if he puts his knee back on the mat, my foot comes here, I lift a little bit to get this knee off the mat, and now my foot comes out, and I plant right here, close to my butt, So now, as he's pressuring, this enables me to come underneath him, And now we have a couple options, If I don't feel like he's pressuring into me actively, I can come backwards, pull his knee out, and use my shin to pin his hip, Again, just keeping that knee down, I take the knee off the mat, kind of like a sumi gaeshi, My foot comes out, and now, again, I feel like he's not really pressuring into me, so I just control the knee, And now, I drive back in, and we can come into cross Ashi here, And from here, we can attack the legs, Or, since we already kind of ended up in this position, like so, we can go into passing as well, Knee slices, with Kimura options, and at any time, again, we can sit back for the legs, So, the other possible reaction that you'll get here, so come in, I'd have my foot, switch to the cross lat post, and I'm trying to elevate that leg off the mat, So, again, now from here, as I start to invert, if he's pressuring into me, I won't be able to drive backwards into him, So I'll have to use his weight to front roll, and then end up in cross Ashi right here. Anytime I end up in cross Ashi, I'm always trying to make sure I control that secondary leg, so that way as it goes to turn out, and do basic escapes, it's a lot harder for him, So one more time on that second option. So again, in like so, switch to cross lat post, and now I'm trying to guide him up and over, right? Now, foot comes out, right? Inverting, and again, then this time he's pressuring into me, right? I'm gonna have to use that weight to front roll, right? In the cross Ashi, like so.
Here you can see a similar entry used by Gordon Ryan in 2017 ADCC against Muhammad Ali. One interesting difference on this variation is you can see Gordon's right arm blocking Muhammad's left knee from basing out, keeping him on a hip, and then he fishes for that back step. Here's another clip showing me hitting this from a little bit more of an open seated guard type position, showing you how dynamic this technique can be. You don't have to do it just from a more static half guard, but you can see opportunities from this anytime you have that inside position with that foot, and you can get underneath them. Here's another one. I went for the sumi gaeshi, but he ended up a little bit too far out and away from me, so I had to backstep into the legs. On this one, I think I was trying to elevate him up and over, but then he, I think, fell over to prevent the leg entry. Well, at least the Urumi Ashi entry, but he ended up giving me the backstep entry instead. On this last one, I used the sumi gaeshi again to get underneath him, but he does a good job of trying to slip that knee before I can backstep past it, so he ended up giving up the sweep instead. If you want to see more instructional content and breakdowns, make sure to subscribe to the channel. My 2024 goal is to get this YouTube channel off the ground. Also, if you enjoyed the music for this video, I wrote it, so you can go follow my personal channel or SoundCloud for more of that. As a bonus for sticking around, here's the submission finish to that last match.